Competing for car sales is a tough business, especially in brand-loyal South Africa, where the definition of a luxury sedan is something made by BMW or Audi or Mercedes-Benz, with Lexus lagging far behind. And that's backed up by the sales figures. For every one car that Lexus sells across the competing categories, the others sell between 6 and 10. Those are not good odds. Lexus is hoping the addition of another model, the ES, to their local lineup will help improve the numbers. This is a completely new car to South Africa, but the rest of the world has seen 5 previous generations. This is the all-new 6th generation. Like all the others it's competing against, Lexus has their own definite look, one that I could appreciate. Until now, because that is probably the least interesting Lexus I've ever seen. It's got the now famous front end, but in profile it's a bit slab-sided, and from the rear it isn't so much luxury-defining Lexus as it is, ironically, high-end Toyota. If I didn't know any different, I'd swear this new design is 5 years old. Oh well, eye of the beholder and all of that. I don't think this particular shade of blue does it any favors either, but still, for me there's a distinct lack of eye-catching features on this car, which isn't the case with any of the other brands' efforts. But it does get interesting when you start looking at some of the technical details, specifically its size. The ES competes against the C-Class, the BMW 3 Series and the Audi A4. And the longest of those cars, the A4, comes in at 4.7 meters. This car, 4.9 meters, which may not sound like a lot, but those 20 centimeters make a big difference inside. Such a big difference, in fact, this car's got the best legroom and shoulder room and headroom of any car in its class. Add to that the well-kitted interior, it's also got the best value. Lexus has a habit of selling cars with a very short or sometimes non-existent options list, and so it is with the ES. Included in its 450,000 Rand asking price is a warehouse of stuff, from keyless entry to electric heated seats, phone and audio device connectivity, voice control and sat-nav, a sunroof, dual-zone climate control, and that most essential of luxuries, the motorized rear blind. And did I mention how much space there is in here? All of that stuff isn't just about value and showing up the opposition, it's very much part of the Lexus experience. While the others bang on about dynamics and performance, this car is more about looking after you. You get a real sense of luxury in here, more so than the others, and really, when you're in traffic, do you want something with an active differential that gives you the most grip in every corner, or do you want something that gives you a nice, relaxed drive? More times than not, it's the latter, and Lexus has really got that down. That's not to say it can't perform on demand, though. The 2.5-litre 4-cylinder is good for 135 kilowatts and 235 newton-meters, with power being sent to the front wheels through the 6-speed automatic gearbox, which is the only option. It's pretty eager off the line, but once you're up to speed, the power delivery is more like an infusion than a sudden shot. The gearbox is well sorted, so that makes overtaking easy, but the whole experience is more effortless than it is enthusiastic. That relaxing drive I was talking about doesn't just apply to the seats or the spec. The ride setup in the ES is typically Lexus, which means it's quiet and smooth and all very civilized. Even when you do push for an overtake, the typical tendency of 4-cylinder motors to get shouty as they approach the red line is instead replaced by what could be best described as a very loud hum. The ES also comes with Lexus's Drive Mode Select, which in sport mode sharpens the throttle and not much else. It also throws a red light over the instrument cluster. But with the absence of shift paddles and adjustable dampers, you realize that turning a switch and listening to the gears change higher up the rev range is about as involving as this car gets. There is one other interaction with this car, but it's not a good one. The remote touch interface, which is as stupid and irritating as it ever was. The pseudo mouse with its odd feel and inaccurate selections might be a unique way of navigating menus, but it's also the worst way ever devised. That is the obvious low point in what is otherwise a very good package. Lexus has got a different take on the luxury sedan, offering more space and a more genuine sense of luxury. But it is also less involving. Where the others are eager, this is more polite. So it'll get you home, but it won't be the most fun you've ever had. There's good initial power from the 4-cylinder motor, and the automatic gearbox is well sorted, making for a stress-free drive. In typical Lexus fashion, the ES is comfortable, quiet, and well-equipped. It's the most spacious but not the most involving car in its class, and the remote touch interface needs an overhaul.